Yo, good morning. What up? Grateful for another maggot-free day above the dirt. Jersey Shore, check it out. So this video is forgiveness part 2. And it's really more about the work of forgiveness, because of course anything that we want to do takes work, and spirituality is hard work, and it's really why so many people start a pursuit of spiritual practice and then fall off, because rather than spiritual practice answering everything that we go through with just sheer bliss and alternative states, spirituality is about engaging the state that's present and being with what is. So that's difficult. Rather than escaping, spiritual practice is complete immersion in difficulty. The problem is people forget there's great joy too. It's immersion in joy, but we all want that pleasure without the pain, right? So doesn't mean we wish for pain and shun pleasure. It just means we engage with what the experience is and don't avoid it. So working with forgiveness starts with, like everything, our thinking. And I mentioned in the first video, part 1 on forgiveness, about how we fall into the trap of getting caught up in identifying with everything as I, me, or mine, and personalizing how we've been wronged, and falling into resentment and self-pity and vindictiveness. So all our actions stem from our thinking. So we need to create new healthy conditioning in terms of our response to being wronged. And the first step of this thinking is to realize being wronged is not unique. We all are wronged. Our experience might be unique to us. And I'm getting up because I'm about to get completely soaked by a wave rolling in. So being wronged, needing to forgive, is not something unique, and it's not something that we need to feel alone in. Our experience is unique, but the process of forgiving is not. And the big thing to realize is, we're always thinking about, oh my God, I gotta forgive this person, I gotta forgive that person, it's so much work, and we start resenting having to do the work, let alone resenting how we've been wronged. One first thought is, do I realize that somebody's probably working on forgiving me right now? We tend to go through life thinking we're the offended, but we also offend. Most of the time, hopefully, it's accidental, because we really don't know how we trigger other people. We don't know how people are reacting to us often. But the other side of it is, if we're caught in egoic state where we're self-absorbed and self-serving, then we certainly can be very conscious of how we can offend others and how we can wrong others. And our mind instantly goes to like some kind of horrific trauma or some kind of really bad act. But that's not the case 99% of the time. So much of the things that we, quote, need to forgive are the little things that build up into huge resentment. Many little things that many people might do, that we hold on to and let build up. And often, we find ourselves not only resentful towards a particular person or situation, but resentful towards all people, towards life itself. So changing that thinking is, we're not unique in needing to forgive. We should realize that we need to be forgiven. We're not, waltzing through life not offending or causing harm. And when we realize that, we can realize that a lot of the things we take offense to were not meant towards us, and there's no need to personalize it. And even if it is meant for us and done maliciously or purposely, it's the other person's problem, and that's big. Why do we let other people's issues dictate how we feel about ourselves and how we live our lives, right? So the next step is to realize that this being is sick and suffering. It doesn't excuse what they do, but when we realize that I'm suffering and we realize that someone else is suffering, the work becomes understanding, and it becomes compassion and empathy. So compassion is to be able to go through someone else's experience with them, or to know the experience through going through it ourselves, as opposed to pity. So this compassionate gratitude, where we can tally our blessings, but at the same time understand someone's suffering, understand to walk how it is to be in their shoes, because it might not be exactly the same, but generally we all experience the same ups and downs, right? And we're very quick to forget our own downs when we're up and someone's bringing us down, right? Or when someone's actions are causing us or keeping us from being up. So understanding we're not unique, understanding that we offend, understand that we should be grateful for not only what we have in our life, but for the lesson that can be learned from the experience. That the experience is happening because someone is sick and suffering, and it's their issue. Maybe we're wrong place, wrong time, or maybe we're just the person so close to them that we're getting the ill effects of it. Either way, to own to own the cause of the offense is unhealthy and it's wrong. But that's what we do, because we get caught up in the ego. How could they do this to me? How could this be happening to me? So there's a non-attached awareness to what's happening. Yes, this is happening. Yes, it hurts. Yes, I have to deal with this hurt. But I don't have to add to that and compound it by somehow personalizing it into owning it as something that's my fault, or that is somehow completely unique to me in my situation, like it never happens to anyone else at any time. So compassion, kindness, understanding, and ultimately love. Can I love instead of hate? So the work is to change our thinking, to break attachment when that unwholesome thought rises, to break attachment when I start to engage in unwholesome activity based on that unwholesome thought, to pause, to bring mindfulness to my experience, to change my mind, to change my thinking, to bring attention to the work I need to do, instead of finding some twisted security and comfort in self-pity. And we do that, right? It's very comfortable and secure and empowering to feel anger and resentment and to plot out our vindictive fantasies. So it's a matter of, first and foremost, having made an affirmation, a commitment to spiritual practice on not only a daily but a moment-to-moment basis. And when this stuff rises, to immediately shut it down, to pick up sacred literature, to start chanting, to meditate, and this is why routine is so important. To get on the cushion, to do the things we know we need to do, even though we don't want to. And a lot of times that resistance is because it feels damn good to pity ourselves and hate, because it means we can bypass the hurt that we don't want to deal with. So ultimately, forgiveness, the work of forgiveness, has nothing to do with the other person. It has to do with understanding why we're hurt and healing that hurt. So that other person is, I'm not condoning, it doesn't condone what they do, and it doesn't let them off the hook in the sense we might not change our boundaries or cut them out of our lives completely, but really the work is internally with us. They've triggered hurt. They've brought up issues in ourselves, and we need to face them. So forgiveness is not only something we do for ourselves to free us from the punishing we do to ourselves, but it's also the work we do with our reaction, which is all on us. So I hope this was helpful, and forgive me if it wasn't. And have a grateful, maggot-free day above the dirt. Peace out. I'll give you another shot of the beautiful Jersey Shore I'm looking at. Peace out.